Okay, so now I want to upload my prepared spreadsheet, my nice clean spreadsheet, into Google Fusion Tables, which is where we're going to have a play around with it. So I have come to google.com, Drive, blah, 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 Fusion Tables. And I'm going to click on Create here. I haven't had to log in or indeed create an account because I already have a Google account. You may have to do that if you don't already have one, so bear that in mind. But I imagine many of you will already have a Gmail account or something similar. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to create my table, and it's going to give me some options here to upload tables from various locations. I am going to choose the file that I just prepared and put here. And then I am going to click on Next. Okay, and so here you can see that it started bringing in all of my data there, starting with the regions and then right through to the different religions. So I'm happy with how that's looking so far, so I'm going to click Next. It wants me to give it a name, so what am I going to call this then? Religions in Wales by region. And I think the data comes from 2011, so I'm going to just put that there and click Finish. Okay, and so here we have it then. It's imported all of my data. It's not a massive data set that we're dealing with here, but you can imagine that, sometimes you might be dealing with thousands and thousands of different variables and fields and things like that. So, it's looking nice. I'm pretty happy with that. And then I can start thinking about how I'm going to play around with that in terms of how to present it. Certainly, one way that I can do that is to click here on Map of Region, and it should take my data and upload it onto a map. Here it is, just giving it a little upload. Geocoding. And there it is. It bungs it all over here in Wales. One of the reasons why I think this is an interesting data set is because, can you spot the funny little thing that has happened here? This is a really good example of a data set that has an outlier. So if I come down here and have a little look at that quirky little fella over there just by New York, we note that data sets are, of course, not perfect. They need to be, as we've said, cleaned. But really what I should be doing at this point is going back to my data and saying, what on earth is going on here? Is it something about the way in which Google has interpreted the locations that have been entered, or is it something else that's going on? So that is something that we would investigate more, certainly if we were going to try and write this as a piece of journalism. But for the sake of today's session, let's just kind of carry on. So we can see here that over here in Wales, it started to kind of plot my information. And so if I click on one of these areas, so here we are, I managed to click on Wrexham. It brings up a little kind of card with all of the data there about the different religions in that area. Here, if I click on Pembrokeshire, again, I get all of the information for there. So we already see how we have a version of a map that is, logging and carrying our data for us via Google Maps. Sorry, I've messed this up a little bit with the sizing. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, there's Carmarthen, we got Swansea, where's Cardiff? Which of these is going to be Cardiff, I suspect that one. Okay. So so you can see that it's started to plot our data, and then we can have a think about whether there are other things that we might like to do with it. If we wanted to at this stage, we could decide that we wanted to share this via our social media links, or if we wanted also to, we could actually embed it. We could get a link for it and we could embed it in, say, a news story or on a blog or something like that. So there are already things that we can do with this, a nice little piece of data visualization, not forgetting, of course, our funny, quirky little bit of data that's over there near New York. So we'll have a think about what else we can do with this then.